Welcome back to my channel. I am Mackenzie Nelson if you are new here, and if you haven't caught yourself up on my page, I just traveled from Mexico all the way down to Peru, mostly by bus, for a total of 6 crazy and chaotic and fun, adventurous months. And now I am here to explain everything you need to know for traveling each country. And in this video, we are going to talk about Belize. Belize was such a cool vacation spot, but not so much for backpackers, I believe. It was really hard to make friends at times and I felt lonely in parts, but overall it was a beautiful country, especially the islands. I want to share with you the perfect itinerary of traveling Belize. I came from Guatemala when entering Belize, so first you could end up in San Ignacio. San Ignacio, you could stay in the old house hostel. It's really affordable, and from there you could do multiple cave tours, tubing tours, all kinds of stuff within the jungle in the caves around San Ignacio. Then you'll probably make your way to Belize City, which is pretty dangerous if you stay in the city, but that is where you could get your ferry to the islands. The ferry only costs about $15 one way to Caye Caulker, which was a beautiful white sand, clear blue water island full of wildlife. I stayed at Bella's Backpacker Hostel. They did this really cool snorkeling tour that you could go see Shark Ray Alley, which is like the second largest coral reef in the world. It is stunningly beautiful, and then you jump in with sharks, with reef sharks and stingrays. It's a crazy adrenaline-packed adventure, but it is stunning nonetheless and such a unique experience. Another really fun thing to do was go to the Lazy Lizard, which is all the way at the end of the island. They have lots of bars, lots of restaurants, lots of outdoor games, swimming you could do. Unfortunately, I did leave Caye Caulker due to catcalling. It was a really big issue on the island. And as a solo female traveler, at times I didn't feel necessarily safe. I didn't know who I could trust, who I could talk to, who was being genuine and who just wanted to get something from me. I really hated that feeling, so I did leave the island a little bit early, and I do have a whole vlog that I explain in depth about that. But I went to San Pedro for another $15 ferry, and there I had a really relaxing time at the Sandbar Hostel. Hostel was also a restaurant, but it sat like right at the water. It had its own like private dock, and I just spent my days like laying out there, jumping in the water. And then the last few days that I was there, I met some friends and we went on a booze cruise, which ended up being a wild time as imagined. But unfortunately that next day I was leaving San Pedro. I was leaving Belize as a whole to go to Honduras, but I wish I did have more time to visit Belize because I really wanted to see a town more south in the country on the mainland called Hopkins. I was recommended to stay at the Funky Dodo Hostel. A few of my friends stayed at it like a few days before I left Belize, and it looked like a lot of fun, looked like a good community there. So I do recommend checking that out if you do have the time. And another thing I really want to suggest doing while you're in Belize, especially if you're on the islands, is doing the Blue Hole. The Blue Hole is like a natural wonder of the world. Maybe I could be wrong, but it should be because it's incredible. But basically there's like 3 ways to see the Blue Hole. You could go on a really expensive flight to fly over the Blue Hole and seeing the reefs around the Blue Hole, and that looked incredible. Friend Andre did that. Looked stunning, but it was quite expensive. Next, you could take a very bumpy boat on the way out there and go snorkeling in the Blue Hole. I haven't had any friends that did that, but I knew that was an option. And then lastly, you could do a liveaboard or just a scuba diving trip, really get to see the reefs in the Blue Hole and the life that lives in there. Because who knows? I wasn't certified at the moment, so I didn't get the chance to do that. But again, there's always a chance to come back. Belize was quite expensive. I found myself eating peanut butter and apples for breakfast and lunch some days and doing nothing but sun tanning, but that is fine by me. That's the way of the backpacker life. I think I was there like a total of 8 days, which definitely wasn't long enough, and spent about $50 each day. This was maxed out as my budget. Belize was incredible and worth seeing. Another thing to note is because Belize is more Caribbean than it is Spanish, they do speak a little bit of Spanish towards like San Ignacio and Hopkins, but towards the islands they speak fluent English, so it is very easy to get by. And the Belizean dollar is 2 to 1, so 2 Belize dollars for 1 US dollar, so it's a very easy conversion rate. But with all that being said, I hope you enjoy your time in Belize. Enjoy the nature, enjoy the clear blue water. I wish I could be there right now. And thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!